Does your offensive line actually affect your team simulation in Madden 25 franchise? Today we're going to be finding that out, but if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. That would be much appreciated. But moving straight into the video, in last year's Madden 24, I did this and it did not matter as long as your team was a higher overall. If your team's like an 85 or an 80 overall, then it will matter. But last year I just did this and my team went 17-0, I'm pretty sure. You can check up on that if you don't believe me. Everything here just stacked out players except for this absolute garbage offensive line. And even including the defense, we got all the best players here at defense that I could possibly add to the team. So we have so much at the depth, even special teams wise. I got the highest punter and kicker on the Madden teams, and then everything looks good here. So let's not waste any time. Let's see how we do by the midseason mark. And of course, as you can see by my rating, 89 overall team, but 84 offense, 97 overall defense. And I'm not going to be changing any of my playbooks or schemes. I know I said I was going to get into the midseason mark, but I needed to show this. I'm just going to keep it on Kansas City. 4-2 at the midseason mark here. We weren't 17-0, but look at that. Number one offense in points per game, 8th best offense. Really, the defense is kind of selling here. 12th in defensive passing game, even though I literally have the best players in all of my secondary, including my depth. So that doesn't make any sense. But we have the number one points per game offense, the 8th passing game, and 8th rushing game. So a rushing game doesn't seem to be being stopped at all, even though I know we have Barkley and Derrick Henry, but even though we don't have an offensive line, the passing game, rushing game, number one points per game, it doesn't seem to affect our players in the slightest. And looking at our schedule so far, a win to the Ravens, a loss to the Bengals that was a shootout, a blowout to the Falcons, barely losing to the Chargers, blowing out the Saints, and then almost blowing out the Niners here. So overall, we've been doing pretty good. We had some couple of close losses, but I really don't think it's affecting us that bad. And Patrick Mahomes, number one in the NFL for passer rating right now at 141, 1 interceptions to 22 touchdowns. He's only been sacked 8 times throughout the entire season. Barkley's averaging 5.4 per carry with a terrible offensive line here. And then, of course, you got the receivers popping off because Mahomes is popping off. But the O-line, left tackle allowing 4 sacks halfway through the season, not the best, but they're not doing bad. And this right guard here has played 350 snaps, no sacks allowed. But regardless of the information that I find out in this little experiment here, all my rebuilds, I'm still going to try and build the offensive line because I want to make it realistic. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like the offensive line actually matters as long as the rest of your team is goated. And we go 15-2, first round bye, number one offense points per game, number one defense in points per game, but that's the defense. Number one rushing offense in the NFL, 3rd best passing offense. Even though you can literally look at the team needs at the bottom of the screen, it says right tackle F, left guard D, just terrible ranks. My offense is an 85 after morale boost, coming off a blowout win to the Broncos, 45-0, and a blowout win to the Steelers, 35-6. So you could say the defense is carrying us, but Mahomes literally just broke so many records. 59 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, 140 pass rating, got sacked only 32 times. That's really not that bad, especially for how horrible his offensive line is. So as long as you're goated, it really doesn't matter. Barkley averaging 5.6 per carry, no fumbles, 15 touchdowns. That's insane. Justin Jefferson, all the receivers popping off as well here. And then for the sacks allowed, the left tackle allows the most in 12, but he's a 56 overall. I've seen deadass 80 overall offensive linemen, like my left tackle, allow 30 sacks in a season. I'm not joking. I've done so many rebuilds. I've seen so many offensive tackles with such higher overalls. So much better than this guy. What is he? He's a 60 overall, 59 overall without the boost. He allows 12 sacks. My guys sometimes allow 20 or 30. I know that sounds crazy. And then this guy right here, a right guard, allows 1 sack after playing 1,000 snaps. He is a 63 overall. Your offensive line does not matter for simulation. It's just EA throwing darts at a board. If the rest of your team is goated, it really doesn't matter. So save your money and just use that cap room to stack up absolutely everything about your team except for the offensive line, because as you can see here, it clearly does not matter. Defense popped off, but we're not going to look into the defense because it does not matter here. I'm sure if I completely nerfed my defense, it wouldn't matter, but number one offense in the NFL is ridiculous after having no offensive line. Let's see who we're going to play in the divisional round. We're going to be playing the 12-5 Chargers. Can we beat them to go on to the conference championship here with our stacked out team, beating them 31-17? Can we beat the Buffalo Bills to move on to the Super Super Bowl and beat the Bills in the playoffs once again. I can't even see if I was able to beat them. Thank you, EA. Let me simulate this. And we did beat them. Great. 15-2, no offensive line, absolutely crushing it. I know some people are going to be like, oh, it's your defense, it's your defense. I'm still putting up 31 points, 28 points against the Bills. My offense is still crushing it, and I have literally the #1 offense in the NFL, despite how terrible my offensive line is. So yes, my offensive line did get morale boost, but they're all in the 60s or lower. Like, it's just a terrible offensive line, but clearly, again, it just does not matter. Let's see if we can win the Super Bowl against the Commanders to finish off this experiment, because this is all I need to see. Just focus your money in not paying the offensive line, which is not true in real life. EA needs to fix this. Focus your money in not paying them and actually start paying these skilled position players and just trade all your draft picks for them and then just pay them a boatload of money and save on your offensive line. Let's see if we're going to beat the Commanders in the Super Bowl with an easy 15-2 season. First 2 losses came within the first 2 weeks of the year, and we beat them in the Super Bowl. Offense dominated 39-25. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP here. Offensive Player of the Year, Patrick Mahomes as well. Completely crushed. 59 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. This probably is historically the greatest season of all time with absolutely no offensive line. 140.9 pass rating, got sacked 32 times, 3 interceptions to 59 touchdowns and almost 5,000 yards. Well, not really, 4,700 yards there. And then the most touchdowns in a season, Patrick Mahomes breaks it with the worst offensive line in NFL history. Your offensive line does not matter for Madden simulation. EA, what are you doing, man? I don't care how stacked your team is. If your offensive line is garbage, Barkley is not rushing for 5.6 per carry. I know he's a beast. Nobody's rushing for 5.6 per carry if you have high school junior varsity linemen on your offensive line. Absolute BS, but hey, we proved it here today. Another reason not to buy Madden and be a Madden franchise YouTuber like me. But anyways, if you guys did find this video helpful, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And let me know if you have any other experiments that you want me to do down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.